there friends, Nibs again. Want to get out and do a little shooting tonight. Want to show you a cool little gun that I just picked up. Very cool. But I did want to say before I started that I really appreciate everybody being on the channel. Subscriber count is really growing fantastic. Very close to 2,000 now, and I really appreciate that. So the channel is growing fantastic, and I also want to do a special shout out to all of my Patreon subscribers. I'm really humbled by that, that somebody thinks enough of my channel to support me in that manner on Patreon. So to the handful of guys that are doing that, thank you very much. So what we have here today is, I was going to shoot a mag full before I started, but let me empty that out. So what we have here today is a Smith & Wesson, very old Smith & Wesson, and they call this the 32 Regulation Police. And this is a third variant or third model of the, they called it the 32 hand ejector was the civilian model, but that would have had the round butt instead of the squared off butt. And the 32 Regulation Police had this squared off butt, but it's still a third model. And they made the third model from 1917 up until what I read 1942. And this one here, I found a serial number range from like 235 up to 536 or something like that. And this one actually falls right kind of in the middle of that range of those serial numbers. So I really believe this one was made somewhere in the vicinity of 1930, give or take a year or two. So, you know, probably about 92, somewhere around 92 years old, or yeah, 92. And that's pretty cool. I'm really glad to find this one. It's in really fine shape. It's got a little bit of handling wear right there, a little bit on the inside of the grip. But other than that, it's in really pretty fine shape. The checkering, the hand grips are in very nice shape. Checkering shows almost no wear at all. It does have a patent date stamped on the bottom of the grip here of 1917, and then it has patent dates on the barrel of 1914, which is when they brought out, they got the patent for the third revision, but they didn't start producing them until 1917. So I've already shot a couple of magfuls downrange here, and I'll shoot a couple more with you guys on camera, and we'll see how she does. It really is a pretty good shooter. It was shooting a little high, and I had to figure out the point of impact on it. It doesn't have adjustable sights, but now that I know where it's hitting, I've got some pretty good, got a couple bullseyes down there already. So yeah, this is the third revision. Again, probably around 1930. Like I said, give or take a year or two. Has a pretty heavy double action trigger, but just like most Smith & Wessons, it's nice and smooth all the way through. There's no grittiness to it, and it's very predictable. So, and it really shoots nice, but it's such a nice shooter in single action. I don't know why anybody would want to do anything different. So. Really grouping nice down there. So let's see, so that was so this gun is chambered for 32 Smith & Wesson long, and but it will shoot, so this is a 32 Smith & Wesson long, but it will also shoot a 32 Smith & Wesson short, and there are the two side by side so you can see the difference. I do have several guns that are only chambered for the Smith & Wesson. I said Smith & Wesson short, but it's really, that proper term for it is just 32 Smith & Wesson. So the first group I shot was with the longs, which is what the intended cartridge for this one is, but it's perfectly safe to shoot these shorter rounds out of this gun as well. You just got to make sure. I have several older, like I think H&Rs and things like that are only chambered for the shorter round, but the chamber is not restricted, so you can actually put in the longer rounds. So, and that's very unsafe. So we'll go ahead and shoot these short ones here at the target, and then we'll go take a look at that. But it's a pretty good grouping there for sure. Let's try a double action here. Six. Yep. So Smith & Wesson calls this their I-frame. This is the first I-frame that I've ever owned, and I'm not sure how long they produced into the past this particular model. They produced the I-frame, and I don't know if they still don't, but I have J frames, I have K frames, a couple of L frames, and I have a couple of N frames, but this is the first I-frame that I've ever had. One little bit of trivia, I don't know if you guys might know this, some of you might, that if you're revolver buffs, but there's a big difference between a Colt revolver and a Smith & Wesson revolver, and I read that it was something to do with a patent from one side to the other, and I don't remember who was trying to avoid the infringement, but I think it was maybe Smith & Wesson trying to avoid the Colt patent for infringement. But when you cock, so let's just demonstrate that it is empty. But when you cock a Smith & Wesson, the cylinder revolves counterclockwise if you're watching it from the back. But if you cock a Colt, they actually revolve clockwise. So that's a little bit of trivia. I don't know if anybody ever knew that, but so let's go have a look at this target, and then we'll wrap this up. Alrighty, so here we go. So I don't know where I pulled that one over, but I was starting out pretty high, and I just kind of figured out my point of impact, and I've got them all pretty much down. But any one of these shots has minted a bad guy at 10 yards, so that's really all this gun was intended for. So it's a great shooting little gun. So anyway, back to the video. So there you go, friends. You saw that target down there. Pretty darn nice. Good shooting little gun, especially for something that's over 90 years old, more than likely. Really love these grips are in very nice shape. Had a hard time identifying it at first. I'm used to mostly civilian Smith & Wessons when I see them this old, and this one kind of had me a little stumped at first, but did a little bit more research, and like I said, this is a 32 regulation police, and again, it was an I-frame made about 1930. So, but anyway, really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Have a great day.